Clive Beale, we better explain what you've got there in front of you and tell us about Raspberry Pi.
Well, Raspberry Pi Foundation's an educational charity, so we want to promote and support people, young people specifically, to get into computing and learn to code and to be creative with that.
How difficult is it, though? I mean, for me, you know, I am a bit of a Luddite, but that's probably partly my age as well. Looking at these youngsters, and I've got 2 kids of my own, they are so much better at it. Is that broadly the case for most kids?
Absolutely. And I think we patronise them at a very early age, and actually if you show them the basics and let them get on with it, they will blow you away.
Show us the basics then on there, because that contraption you've got there, how much does that cost?
This model is £30. You can actually buy a Raspberry Pi for about £20.
So it's much more affordable, clearly, than buying...
That was one of the criteria behind it. You can go out and buy your own computer for £20 or £30.
But what can you do with it?
It's a general-purpose computer, so you can do general things with it that you might do with other computers. We've designed it to be accessible, so we've got little pins on here that I can connect to the outside world. I pop in a micro phone charger, and I pop in an SD card, and I've got myself a little computer. So we've got some programming languages on here, and this one is Scratch, designed for sort of 8 to 14-year-olds, originally designed to get them into programming, and it's a visual programming language.
So show me, or don't show me because I can't see, but show us exactly what that can do then in sort of simple terms.
Okay, so I can really get things going quite quickly. I've got a little cat on the stage, and if I double click on this, he moves about, which isn't that much fun, but I can go back and I can stick it in a loop. So now I'm going to move on forever, and if I set him off there, off he goes. And I can stop him from bouncing on the edge and stuff like that. So really easy to get into for younger children, and they love it.
Do they? Is that the sort of thing that will get them going, Emma?
Yes, I mean, most of them will start with Scratch or a simple programming thing like that. But I think actually there are very few children that actually have access to this kind of stuff just because it hasn't been taught in school so far, which is why it's so important what's been announced as happening in September. And actually the footage that you showed before was it was filmed at the Festival of Code that we run this summer, and so we have kids, our youngest one's 5 and then it goes up to 18, and they'll start with this, but as soon as they kind of get to grips with the basics, then they very quickly want to move on to either building their own apps or websites, or more importantly really solving problems that they find during the day, and wanting to kind of build their own solutions to that. And I think, you know, that's part of the fun of programming.
Do you think this is going to set school kids alight?
I really do. My kids are 1 and 3, and they can both use an iPad. The three-year-old is actually quite good at it, which is frightening.
You'll never see your iPad again.
I don't know. My 1-year-old loves buses, and he just wants pictures of buses on an iPad. And
but should it be on the curriculum?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely, yeah. The key thing is making... I'm really interested in this area personally. The key thing is making it really intuitive and really easy, and they will just run with it. And remember, the future economy is going to be technology-led. So, you know, and we really are in a global race. I don't want to use that hackneyed term.
You've just used it.
I've done it. I can't think of a better one.
Can't take it back now.
Why it's being used.
Using on telly, saying it.
But that, you know, we are in that global race, and we've got to get these kids doing this stuff because we need to be world leaders at this.
Do you think it will catch on in that way? And do you think really it's as important and will become as important as doing maths and English GCSE?
Yeah, it has to be on the curriculum because there's lots of children who don't have access to a computer, so it has to be part of school. And I wonder if it's like any other language, when the earlier you learn it, the more easy it is to do.
Is that right?
Well, yes, I think there is a certain element of that in there, but I think another thing that's important to remember is that, you know, like your child is consuming that technology, and a bit like giving a child a bike, but without giving them any knowledge about how the roads work and how safe they can be and how the whole digital world operates. Is the same thing as giving them an iPad and expecting them to, you know, to use it, but they have to understand how the digital world works, and that's computational thinking, which is very simple.
But you can't really, can you, Clive, buy one of those and use it immediately? You'd have to be shown how to do it, wouldn't you? Or is it simpler than that?
It's fairly simple because we've created resources and other people have created resources to just get you started straight away. So you really can just plug it in, start it up and start programming in Scratch, or if you're a bit older, maybe a programming language like Python. And I think the earlier the better, as long as you can understand, you know, logic and you like puzzles and you like playing, which, let's face it, we all do, then, you know, it's not too young to start, and it's certainly not too hard.
All right. Thank you both very much. Thank you for bringing in the gizmo,
Thank you.
Raspberry Pi. Good luck with the coding, because there are code clubs, aren't there?
There are
But
indeed.
they're voluntary.
yes.
I'm sorry, just go, but they're
Yes.
voluntary, aren't they? And
Yes.
they aren't set up, because I've tried to find one and haven't been able to find one in the
Yeah,
area.
that's the problem. Yeah, but you know, there's stuff going on around.
All right, thank you.